Yes, good evening, Aldun and Jungzi. We have both of you today. Okay, we'll get started in a minute. Get started. Okay, come on. All right. Okay, Jungzi, are you there? Okay, the rest are the drop-ins. So maybe in January, all right. So you gotta wait. Yep, okay, students. We are still dealing with questions pertaining to real life situations. So we got two questions from the previous lesson. It has to do with distance time graph. Okay. Before I get started with this, I'm sure you have done a fair bit of distance, time, speed stuff in P6, right? So you know the formula, how to find distance. Distance equals speed times time. So I'm sure your teacher would have done this. Look at the screen. They usually do this triangle, something like this, and use a darker color. Distance, speed, time. Can you see the screen? Yeah. All right. Can you see what's written on the screen? DST. I think your teachers back then would have taught you this. So you can use this to easily compute. How to find distance? Distance will be speed times time. How to find speed? Speed is going to be distance divided by time. And how are you going to find time? Time is going to be distance divided by speed, right? So I think these questions are quite doable. So I want you guys to try this question first. Let's do part A, all right? So both of you, can you do part A first? And Yungzi, can you on your video? That would be nice. Okay. Guys, could you do the first part? You got to look at the graph, huh? She left her place at 9. The post office was 20 kilometers away from her home, right? And how long did she take to reach the post office? You got to look at the graph, and each square represents, you have to deduce that. If you can do that, you should be able to solve this. But remember, the time taken could be in minutes. You got to express it in hour, right? So whatever the number you get, every divided by 60. So you probably convert the minutes into hour format. Yungzi, there? Okay, I can't see you on your video. Come on. Okay, I know you're doing it. Okay, on your video so that I can see that you're physically there. Hey, all right, no problem. So you still have the problem. It's okay. The important thing is you should be able to see my screen and my writings on it. If that's the case, oh, well done, well done. Okay, Aulun, your first answer is good. So with that, you can move on to the part B. Remember, you got to use the answer for part A to do part B. It's progressive, okay? We'll do A and B first. After that, we move on to C. Yungzi, are you able to do this, part A? If you need help, just give me a text. All right, no problem. Okay. They're asking you to find the speed. How do you find speed? Speed is distance divided by time, right? So you know that speed, hang on, speed equals to distance divided by time, right? All right, so what's the distance? You know the distance 20, right? From here to here. So distance equals to 20 kilometers, right? But time, you got to find the time. You look, every small box here, this one represents 10 minutes. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 50 minutes. So time equals to 50 minutes. But remember, your answer should be in, you see, they're dealing with kilometers per hour. So you got to convert the minutes into hour format. So how do you convert? You just take 50 divided by 60, right? You cancel the zero. So it's going to be 6 hours, right? So it's 20, be this way, 20 divided by 5/6. So now, if you change the divide sign into multiplication, you got to invert the fraction. So it becomes 6/5. So it is actually 120 divided by 5. And it gives you, yeah, I put it here. The answer, right? I just link it here. Is 24 kilometers per hour. Clear? That is your answer for part A. Okay. 20 kilometers divided by 9. Are you doing, okay, no, I've shown you that thing. It's, it started at 9 a.m., reached the post office at 9:50. So 50 minutes. That's the time, all right? So you got to convert the 50 minutes into the hour format, which is shown on the screen, right? So this one here. I will highlight that. I circle that. You saw this? Yeah. So I've done that. Okay. So the first part is done. How far was she from the post office at 9:30? Okay. B, you know from part A, you know the speed, which is 24 kilometers per hour. Now they've given you a clue at 9:30. Remember, she started at 9. So 30 minutes is the same as half an hour, right? No, Aulun, you're almost there. But you have to do one more step to get the answer. At 30 minutes, she did 12 kilometers, right? Half an hour, she covered the distance of 12 kilometers. So what's the balance left? Okay, part A is done. Let me move on to part B. Okay, part B. What are they asking you to find? How far was she from post office at 9:30? 10, 20, 30, right? So 30 minutes. The time is 30 minutes, which is half an hour, right? Because 30 divided by 60 gives you half. So half an hour. So you know the time. Time is half an hour. You already know the speed, which is 24 kilometers per hour. What are they asking for? At 9:30, how far was she from the post office? So for 30 minutes, find the distance traveled. So distance will be speed times, right? So which is the same as 24 divided by 2, which gives you 12 kilometers. That means for 30 minutes, she covered only 12 kilometers, but the post office is 20 kilometers away. So she has to do another 8 kilometers. So the answer will be 20 kilometers minus 12 kilometers, which gives you 8 kilometers. That's the answer. Clear? All right. So students, not difficult, but you got to be alert. So that's the answer for part B. Thirty minutes, I will this. Second part. Okay. So 30 minutes, half an hour. Okay, Imzi, any problem with that? Okay, good. Let's go to part C. Read the question. He left home at 9:50 and drove to the post office at 60. You know the speed. Later, he returned home driving at the same speed. Remember, this is a clue. Same means constant speed. Just remember that this is important information. He reached home at 11:30. Okay, from the question, you know the distance from home to post office is 20 kilometers, right? You know that from the question. And now, Alice's brother is traveling at a higher speed. He drove to the post office at 60 kilometers per hour. So you know the distance, you know the speed. What can you find? Go back to the formula. You know the speed, you know the distance. So you can find time, right? But remember, you got to express the time in hour format, all right? Not minutes, huh? So you have to convert it. So come on, guys, you can do it. Important, 60 kilometers. The distance, you know, it's 20 kilometers. So that's known. You know the distance, you know the speed, find the time. Come on. So part C, if I were you, part B is done. Okay, you saw that part A, the answer for part A and part B is shown. So it's not bad, huh? But I'm not going to show it to you right now. Part C. Okay, C is here. Okay, let me change this. I don't like this color, it's too light. Question C. Distance given, you know it, is 20 kilometers. Speed, 60 kilometers per hour. So you find time, right? So how do you find time? Time is distance divided by speed, right? So using the formula, I mean, go back to the